Today we're going to begin Chapter 4. It's titled Mean Bean. And in this, we have Garth and AJ riding home on the bus together. And someone's not being very nice to them. He tripped them on the bus. They fell over. Now the bus driver's yelling, saying, "I'm going to write you up." So let's see what happens. AJ's stop was before Garth's. "Come on over tomorrow," Garth told his friend. As soon as AJ left, Garth moved up to the front of the bus to get away from Bean. "What part of sit down don't you understand, Garth?" Miss Victoria sounded pretty irritated. "Sorry, the cage wouldn't fit on the seat," he said. "What on earth is in there anyway?" Before Garth could answer, the bus stopped in front of his house. He pulled up the blanket around my cage and hurried down the steps. Mrs. Tugwell was waiting on the doorway of the house. She had wavy brown hair like her son. She had glasses and freckles like her son, too. She helped him set up my cage on the family room table. Garth's little brother, Andy, raced into the room. He had wavy brown hair, glasses, and freckles, too. "Mine!" he shouted. "Nope, he's mine, at least for the weekend," said Garth. "Tell Andy about Humphrey," Garth's mom said. "He's a hamster, and you have to be nice to him," Garth explained. "He got that right." "I like ham," said Andy, rubbing his stomach. "Yum, yum." I hopped onto my wheel to show Andy that a hamster wasn't anything like a ham. "Whee! Ham go round," said Andy. Garth's mother brought in a plate of peanut butter and crackers. That smelled good. "How was school?" she asked. "Okay," said Garth. "But, Mom, could you say something to Bean's mom? He's mean to everyone on the bus." "Martin Bean?" Garth's mom sounded surprised. "Why, he's always polite when I see him." "Well, he's not polite any other time," Garth explained. "He tripped a girl on the bus, and he called everybody names." "Oh, that doesn't sound like Martin. What did the bus driver do?" "Nothing," Garth answered. "Well, I think she should be the one to work things out," said Mrs. Tugwell. "But you're friends with Mrs. Bean." "I probably won't be if I complain about her son. Maybe if you were friendlier to him, he'd ask nicer." "Mom," Garth moaned. "It's worth a try," his mom suggested. I had to squeak up. "He's the meanest bean I've ever seen." "Goodness, what's the matter with Humphrey?" asked Mrs. Tugwell. "Maybe he doesn't like Marty either," Garth muttered. "He's one smart guy." Shortly after Mr. Tugwell came home, Natalie arrived. She was the babysitter, but I didn't see any babies around for her to sit on. Garth wasn't a baby, Andy wasn't a baby, and I certainly was not a baby. Natalie had black hair and wore a black shirt, black pants, and black shoes. She had glasses with black frames. Her lips were bright red. "Order a pizza," said Garth's dad, handing Natalie some money. "I got some videos for the guys." "Okay," said Natalie. "Mind if I do some homework?" "As long as you get the boys in bed at 9, Mrs. Tugwell explained. Natalie glanced at my cage. "What about that rat?" I felt quite discouraged. I'd already been called a mouse and a ham that day. "He's a hamster," Andy yelled. "Oh, a hamster? How cute," said Natalie, leaning in towards my cage. "Hi there, big boy." Phew! After a miserable week and a rough ride home, I suddenly felt a whole lot better. Later, the boys ate pizza and watched videos while Natalie read from the big, thick book. "What's that?" asked Andy, leaning over her shoulder. "How come it doesn't have any pictures?" "College books don't have pictures." Andy wrinkled his nose. "What's college?" Natalie sighed. "Ugh. After you go to high school and graduate, if you want a good job like a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher, you have to go to college." "I know that," Garth piped in. "City College is right down the street. Mom took classes there last year." "That's where I go," said Natalie. "I'm studying psychology." The way she said it, that big word sounded like psychology, but the word in her book was spelled psychology. I wrote it in my notebook. At least, I hope that word's never on a spelling test. "In psychology, you find out what's inside people's heads." The babysitter reached for Andy's head. "Ooey gooey brains," said Garth. "Don't go in my head," screamed Andy, leaping off the couch. Natalie laughed. "Not like that. Psychology teaches you how people think." "Do you know what I'm thinking?" Andy shook his head. "I'm thinking it's time for bed," Natalie said. 9 o'clock. The boys groaned. "Not yet." Andy folded his arms. "You can't make me." Surprisingly, Natalie sat back down and smiled. "I guess you're right. I can't make you." Andy's eyes practically bugged out of his head. "Huh? Why don't you put in another video? We can stay up till your parents get back," the babysitter continued. "It'll be fun." "Yes!" Garth exclaimed, and his brother gleefully high-fived each other. But I was a little confused. Hadn't Mrs. Tugwell told her to have the boys in bed at 9? I was sure that Natalie had lost her mind. Garth settled back on the couch, but after a minute, his mom disappeared. "When do you think Mom and Dad will be back?" Natalie shrugged her shoulders. "They didn't say. Won't they be upset if we're still here?" "I guess we'll find out, won't we?" Natalie answered with a grin. Andy looked worried. "They'll be mad if we're not in bed." So, said Natalie, we still have time to watch more TV. Garth stood up and yawned. I'm kind of tired. Me too, said Andy. Natalie smiled. Well, if you really think so, okay, you two get ready for bed and I'll be up in a minute. As the brothers raced upstairs, Natalie laughed to herself and leaned towards my cage. And that, Humphrey hamster, is what you call reverse psychology. You get people to do what you want them by telling them to do their opposite. Reverse psychology. Remember, it's pronounced psychology, so that's how people's minds work. Just tell them to do the opposite of what you want. You sure can learn a lot in college. You can learn a lot from a good babysitter, too.